Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Amoli. I'm a Nigerian content creator who lives in PEI, Canada. If you're new here, you're welcome. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for stopping by again. I film about basically my life here and everything Canada. And if it's something you're going to be interested in, please click that subscribe button. Turn on the notification bell so you get notified every single time I post a video. So guys, today basically I'll be talking about the cost of moving to Canada as an international student versus the cost of moving to Germany, Deutschland as an international student. So for those of you that are new here, I used to live in Germany about 2 years ago, and I studied in Germany for a period of 1 year. And basically a few persons have asked how living in Germany, the cost of living in Germany versus the cost of living in Canada. Some people feel like Canada is a better option due to the fact that they speak English, and yeah, so I'm just going to be telling you guys the cost of studying in Canada versus the cost of studying in Germany, so you can actually pick either the cheaper option or the most preferable option for you and your family. So basically I'm going to start with Germany. And I'm going to talk about, I'm going to use a case study of somebody studying in Dortmund, Germany versus somebody studying in Ontario, Canada. Because basically I know somebody studying in Dortmund, Germany, and I know somebody studying in Ontario, Canada. So I'm going to give you the actual cost, and you guys can decide which one is a better option. So for Germany, and this video is going to be broken down into 3 processes, and it is the application and documents, travel costs, as well as flight and other costs. So if you want to come to Germany to study, the first thing that you need to do is decide if you're going to be studying in English or you're going to be studying in German. So if you're going to be studying in English, you need to write what we call an IELTS test. It's just an English proficiency test to say that you actually know how to speak, write, read, and like just basically communicate in English. Or you write the TOEFL, and the IELTS costs about 220 euros, while the TOEFL costs about 210 euros. Actually, I don't want to put this, I'm going to be putting it in euros because that's what Germany, that's the currency of Germany, as well as putting it in Canadian dollars, which is the currency for Canada, so that you can as well just convert to your own local currency and see how much you'll be spending, if that makes sense. So after you've written your English test in either IELTS or in TOEFL, or if you want to study in German, there are 3 options. You need to write the Goethe or the DSH or the test DAF, and it's about 80 euros to 250 euros to acquire this German test proficiency. So that's the first stage. So now let's go on to the travel cost. And if you just see me looking down, just know that I wrote down everything here because I want to give you guys the right amount. So the next thing will be the travel cost. So if like in Germany, there's some schools that have online portals where you can actually apply to study. So if your school has an online portal, then it's actually free. But if your school doesn't have an online portal, you have to use Uni Assist, and I'll put the cost of you using Uni Assist here on the screen so you know how much it costs to use Uni Assist. So for Uni Assist, you have to have that IELTS or TOEFL or the German proficiency test, as well as your original transcript from your school to upload on the portal. So once you've uploaded all those documents and you've gotten your admission, the next step would be for you to have a block account. And the best way, let me not say there are a lot of ways you can get a block account, but I recommend using Expatro, because Expatro is really like common for students. And with Expatro, you get what they have. It comes like with a full bundle. You have like an insurance policy, because every student coming to Germany to study must have like an insurance. Like basically everybody living in Germany needs an insurance. So if you're coming to Germany, if you don't have an insurance, you'll not be allowed into the country. So for the blocked account, it costs 992 euros per month, amounting to 11,904 euros. You guys chill. I know that people will be like, oh, this is so expensive, but I actually like this idea of Germany having like a block funds, because with the block funds you are able to, like, you know that, okay, I have this money in Germany for my living expenses. Every month the bank or the company that you use is going to debit this account and give you 992 euros every month, and this is going to be used for your upkeep, like feeding, accommodation, and basically everything that you need to like spend in Germany. And I think that's basically the cost of living every month as an international student in Germany. And I very much like this idea that you just put your money in a German account, and when you get there, they start to give you the money every month. And this German account is going to run for like 1 year. So you'll be getting 992 euros every month for the next 1 year. For your second year, you basically do not necessarily need a block account. So if you have a job and you can show that you earn above like 992 euros or more in a month, then you necessarily don't have to have a block account. But some people, just for safety and just applying for their residence permit for the second year, they might choose to as well go with a blocked account for the second year, so they know that they just basically have that money and just get the money every month in stipends to be able to pay their rent and do other fun stuff. So after that, the next thing will be, if the bank you use doesn't have, like, it doesn't cover insurance, then you have to get an insurance. And basically when I lived in Germany, I used Tika. I'm going to put it on the screen. It's just T and K, but it's pronounced Tika. So I used Tika, and it cost around 110 euros. My friend is currently using Tika and she pays 140 euros. So I think it just depends. It's between 110 to 150 euros a month for insurance. And the next thing will be your flight. Assuming you're coming from Lagos, Nigeria, and you're going to like Frankfurt, Germany, or you're going to like Dusseldorf or Dortmund, the flight is around basically 650 euros for a one-way ticket to any of these places. The next will be your residence permit. So residence permit is generally, you know, when you come to a new country, I don't think it happens in Canada. I'm not really sure, but in Europe, because I lived in Ukraine as well, after getting your visa, you also need a residence permit. So when you get to Germany, you also need to apply, apart from your visa, you need to also apply for a residence permit, and the residence permit costs about 100 euros. The next thing would be accommodation. So accommodation is usually around 300 to 700 euros depending on the kind of accommodation you want. Basically, like, students usually use like shared accommodation. I have somebody that lives in a very nice apartment, like it's just a 1-bedroom apartment, a bathroom, toilet, everything is inside, but she uses a shared kitchen and she pays 310 euros every month. So it just depends on your taste and how much you're willing to spend. So we have what we call caution fee. Caution fee is like basically like a deposit when you're renting a house in Germany, to show that, okay, I'm putting this money down. If I don't destroy anything in this property, then you give me the money back when I'm moving out. So the caution fee is between 500 to 1,500 euros, and it's just like a one-time payment. When you're leaving the apartment, the owner is going to come and look around and see if anything was damaged or anything. If anything was damaged, you deduct the amount from the caution fee. If nothing was damaged, you'll refund you that money, or it will be used as your last month payment before you leave the apartment. So the next thing will be food and groceries. So I find that food and groceries is cheaper in Germany as compared to Canada. So food and groceries typically cost about 200 euros a month, which you can use from your block funds. And we have like semester tickets. Semester ticket cost about 38 euros. Because, and why it's cheap is because you're a student. So when you become a student in Germany, you have what you pay for per semester is between 304 to 310 euros every semester as a student. So that's payment comes with what, like a printout. I'll see if I have a picture of mine. It comes with like a printout of your semester ticket, so you can take buses, trams, like trains everywhere around that vicinity for like, basically you just show your ticket that, okay, I'm a student and this is my ticket, so you can travel as much as possible around that vicinity. and it's kind of like free because you already paid it as a student. So the total amount of coming to Germany as a student is anywhere around 14,500 euros to 16,000 euros, and the most of this money will be the block funds, which is about 11,904 euros, which I think when compared to Canada is quite cheap. Quite cheap. So now let's look at like coming to Canada on a study visa and how much it will cost, and I will break it down into the 3 steps, as well as application and travel costs, as well as flight costs. So the first thing you need to do when you want to come to Canada is apply for admission. So it depends on the school you want to attend. Like if you want to attend Holland College, if you want to apply for Fleming, if you want to apply for whatever college you want to apply for in Canada, it costs like $100 for the application fee. So if you're going to apply to 5 colleges, it's going to cost $500. I know. So you have to apply to as many colleges so that you get the admission. So that's the first step. And if you apply to just one college and you're lucky enough and blessed enough to get the admission, then you just spent only $100. So the next step would be after you've gotten your admission, you have like your tuition deposit. So I'm going to be taking a case study of somebody that I know that is studying in Fleming College, and his tuition is $17,103.36, and he has to pay a tuition deposit of $2,000. So after getting your admission, there's like a stipulated date for you to pay your tuition deposit, usually around 2 to 3 weeks, and for this college it costs $2,000. So after paying your tuition deposits, they'll give you like a receipt and a PAL. That PAL is from the province, stating it's a provincial attestation letter stating from the province that you're coming to that province to study, and you actually need it for you to apply for a study permit. So after paying the tuition deposit, they'll give you that document as well as a receipt. After that, you have another 2 weeks for you to pay your first semester school fees, and the tuition deposit is usually non-refundable. So the first semester school fees is about $6,911. So that is added because the first semester school fees and the tuition deposit is amounting to $8,911, but you have to pay the tuition deposit first, and then you have to pay the first semester school fees after 2 or 3 weeks. After that, they're going to give you a receipt. That receipt will be added to the documents, the list of documents that you need to submit for your study permit. After that, after you've gathered all the necessary documents, because you're going to go to the IRCC portal and click that you're coming to Canada to study, put in all information. So there's a checklist of documents you need to submit. So after you've uploaded all those documents that the government of Canada requested for, you're going to pay a total of $85 for biometrics fee and 150 Canadian dollars for the application fees. That is amounting to 235 Canadian dollars. So after that is paid, you usually get like a medical request from the government of Canada for you to go do your medicals. There are designated medical facilities in each countries where you can check on the government of Canada website. I'll put everything on the description box so you know what I'm talking about. So the designated medical facilities where you can go run those tests, usually like chest x-ray, blood. They'll test your blood for tuberculosis, syphilis, and all those kind of stuffs. So I have somebody that just did the medicals, and he paid 82.86 Canadian dollars. That's like 96,000 something in Naira. So after that, you have what you like, after assuming you get your study permit, like it's approved, and you need to send your documents to the closest VFS to you to get your stamping on your on your passport and all of that. You also have to budget flights. So flight is around 1,200 Canadian dollars, assuming that you're flying from Lagos to Toronto, Canada. So it's about 1,200 Canadian dollars. So we have other fees that you need to budget for, and they include like housing, food, like personal items, personal spendings, and your second semester tuition fee, assuming that you're studying for 1 year. So housing in Ontario costs about $800 to $1,500 Canadian dollars per month. That's like 9,600 to 18,000 Canadian dollars per year. So food is about 350 Canadian dollars every month. Personal items is about $200 monthly. Personal spending is about $100 to $150 every month, and the total estimate is 37,552.19 to 43,000 plus per year, including the tuition fee that you have to pay. And so this amount was given by the school. So basically just trying to tell you that budget this amount, this is what you're going to spend in a year of coming to Canada. So basically when you combine the total estimate given by the school with other things that you need to spend for like your IELTS. So one thing I didn't say at the beginning of the video is that some schools usually require for you to write IELTS. So they need like an English proficiency, like to state that you speak English. Or if you are from an English speaking country like Nigeria, then you don't need an IELTS. So the IELTS is usually $308 plus tax if you're doing it in Ontario, and TOEFL is around 240 Canadian dollars. So the total amount for coming to Canada as an international student is anywhere between 39,478.05 cents to 44,925.86 cents, as compared to Germany, which has 14,500 to 16,000 euros per year. And something that you also need to do when you're coming to Canada is that you have to show proof of funds. It's part of the documents required for you to come to Canada. And the proof of fund for one person, like I said in my last video, is 20,635. But as we have it, that 20,635 could do for 1 year if you're very like careful with your spending, with your accommodation and all of that. So what do you think is a better option? Do you think that studying in Germany is better than studying in Canada? Like both has amazing college, universities, colleges, both have like high standard of teaching and everything. Both economies have like good. One thing I know that Germany has better than Canada is good healthcare. So what do you think? What would you go for in the comment section? Let me know in the comment section. And if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, like this video, leave comments in the comment section, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.